Hello, everyone, and good evening, and welcome into EF. Not I'm thinking I'm wrong league. We're here for AERS here for round one of assists. Sorry for the pause menu. One sec, I forgot one quick thing. Was it media? Because this moron forgot a track map like an absolute pleb he is. So if you just give him 1 second, he should have a track map for you in a second. Where is Australia? It'd been to Melbourne, wouldn't it? There it is. There we are. One Melbourne track for you guys. The 3.279 miles long. It's 14 turns and it's 5 active error zones. And it's pretty much, this track is pretty much flat out. I would say there's only a few hard braking zones, obviously into turn three, and then the last little bit. But anyway, let's get this off the screen and go straight into qualifying. And it's raining. Well done. That's an interesting one. Good, very good, very, very good start. And Evening Titan, how are you, sir? Right, let's quickly do this. Right. Which hooligan is out on track first? And it is our lobby host, Jay Slins, for All Elites. I think. Yes, it is, yeah. Because his teammate Marco is also in the same car. Yep. So obviously, when I usually do comms, I usually stream on my YouTube. But, yeah, I thought today I'll just stream this on Twitch. Because I think that's what I might do. Just stream on Twitch and then upload the VODs to my YouTube channel as videos, and obviously edit them on my YouTube channel to have, so they've got what do you call it? So they've got the oh, what is that trying to thing? That's it, thumbnails. Evening, Kimmy. So yeah, so we've got a bit of a damp qualifying, and Slins is on the softs. But he ventured out on the softs, but he chose not to. So there is now... Anyone else ventured out on softs? We've got a few venture out on softs. We've got Barut on the softs here. Slins coming back into the pitch. Trixie hasn't changed his tyres. Zebra Gamer hasn't gone out yet. But Brute is there. He's ahead of a McLaren. But I'm trying to find who that other thing is. I think it's a Haas. Where's the Haas? It is Lightcast. So we're going to go on board here with Lightcast as they're going to take us around this magnificent Melbourne track then. As they start their lap here, as we come down to turn 1 of the Bramham corner. Obviously I do have a track map in my hands which tells me all the corner names, and I'm so actually surprised a few of them actually have names. And for some reason the track map says 16 corners when it's only 14, so there's a couple corners that don't count. I assume 9 and 10 are the ones that don't count. But yeah, the track map's outdated. I need to fix that. So we'll ignore the track map realistically. Actually, I think it's all just turn 9s and 10. That's yeah. Evening, Bonfo. But anyway, like us getting a bit impeded there by one of the Williams cars, but coming through the middle sector here, taking it nice and good. I was like, when is this rain gonna stop? I can see the rain, but I can barely see it. I might have to change some settings so I can see that better. But anyway, Lightcast coming through the last and final sector. You know, we'll just go by the corners on here. It's like, so I think both track maps are wrong. But anyway, coming to the last couple of corners now for Lightcast. Rounding the second to last corner. Ooh, probably a bit too much curb. I know in the rain it says to avoid the curves, but I don't think in the game it matters too much. But anyway, back on the power to the line. What's it going to be for a benchmark time from Lightcast? It's going to be a 1:28.203. And I believe the next one will be an Aldi that's come across the line. It's not this one. It's the one down in 12th. And is 8 tenths slower on the intermediates. Next is a Ferrari of Goodwin, who's even slower. Then the Red Bull of Fallon, also even slower by a 10th. So I think Lightcast's got their timing at the right time. Barut's even slower. Never mind. Nipper, first one to beat Lightcast as Finn Luca also goes up to third. As McLaren just starts his lap. It's hard to keep track of as he Tips is invalidated. Raza Gamer up to fourth. That easily gets knocked down by Marco for All Elite. And then Torn Penguin does the exact same time as Finn Luca. It's rare to see it, but it's nice to see it when it happens. So that's good. As Devlin comes across the line, goes to third. I do believe next is a Williams. That's one of the TRS boys. It's not Simon, it's Trixie. Mad Max Trixie coming around the last. Whoa! Oh, he's on the softs, sliding through that corner. That's not going to help him. We'll go on board with his teammate then. As Simon's going to come flying around the last corner. Trixie goes ahead of Brute. Simon across the line, goes fastest, in first one into the 27s. As now we're going to go on board with Optic as he's coming through the last sector here. Round in turn 12 and now 13. Ooh, got on the grass and that is in the bin. And Tips will be in the bin when he comes back around. So first lot of laps done. And right now, Simon's fastest. I love Vendetta. I was like, yes. You yeah. I was like, hopefully I'll be able to start streaming more often because I'll have better internet tomorrow. So I might start streaming more Vendetta. Hi Grumpy. Let's get a hype train going. Yeah, you start it then, Grumpy. I'm hiding in the lure word to check this. Grumpy. Get back to work, Grumpy. Why your subs cost more than Taz's, low-key? I don't know. I don't know. To sub to me should only be like £5. £5. Like unless you are you on your phone, Grumpy? Are you on your phone? Yeah, it's because you're on your phone, Grumpy. If you're on a computer, it would be £4.99. But since you're on the phone, it costs extra. Why, I don't know. It's very weird like that. But yeah, it do be weird. Yes, I know you're from America, Vendetta. But yeah, no, I don't know why it costs more, Grumpy, on the phone. I don't know. So it's basically spend responsibly. Alright, I should probably get back to the commentating. So, Simon with a slide at the rear. Race control has enabled straight mode and boost mode. Rain has stopped, ladies and gentlemen, as Simon's doing a 127.1. Well, no, rain's still there. The rain is still there, but race controls enabled boost mode and straight mode. Who's going to be brave on the softs then? Who is going to be braved on the soft tyres? Oh, we got Lost Eleni improving. We're doing a 1:26.9. Also, as well, I just realised I'm not getting like follow alerts because I've not properly set up my Twitch alerts and stuff. So hang on, I need to get this activity feed up so I can, I guess, see people following and stuff. So as I see Formula Ole, Zeno, Kimi and Bonfo all following. Appreciate that. Actually, no, I'm going to put this below there. There we go. There we go. As Oscar goes even faster. Round 4 or 5 is when I'll be on the hype trains. That's when I get paid. Alright, Grumpy. I suppose, Grumpy, you want me doing... If I can, you want me doing comms for assists, won't you? Like every week, right? That's what I'm assuming anyway. As Lightcast goes faster, Nipper goes faster. The time's just flooding in. The track is getting drier. And the rain is now properly stopped. So we've got Optic here out on the set of softs. Very nice. We don't want to get too wide there. Yeah, if you can, yeah. Like I say, if I'm not doing PSGL Grumpy, then yes, I'm fine to do it. There is a couple of races in PSGL that I do want to try and commentate for, but those rounds don't come for like another couple of weeks, so. Okay, Dad. Oh, so Optic wasn't even out on the lap. Tips is definitely on a lap. Coming across the line. What's Tips going to be doing on those soft tyres? A 1:22.369. Also got Slins also on a lap. Coming around turns 13 and 14. As Torn Penguin goes to the top of the board, a 22.0. Now Slins for All Elite Racing. Out to the last corner, up to the line, and it's a 1:27.6. A few seconds slower, but it's a good starting time. Optic is coming around for their second lap on this same set of softs after doing a double out lap. Optic then, as the Cluggy Duck goes up to P1, never mind, gets beaten by Optic by 0.4 of a second. As I do believe we have a win. Is this Williams in the bin? Yes, he is. So we got Rye here. Probably gonna start a lap. Nope, he's in the bin. Alright, Goodwin's out on track for AMS. Well, both AMS drivers are out on track. As Devlin's invalidated, so he'll have to go again. I also don't know how I've got -2 subs, like the fook. That makes like 0 cents. Right. Okay, Devlin's not going again. His teammate is 9th, so we'll go aboard with Goodwin. As also we got both Red Bulls out on track. So right on board with the AMS. And we'll see how he does. Right. Coming round to start his lap. Obviously we've got just over 2.5 minutes left of the session. So I'm not sure if Goodwin will go for a lap or he'll go for a double out lap. With him not using battery, I think it's a double out lap situation. Yeah, I was just... No, you're not on a lap. So you guys are not on a lap. So the Novak Racing guys need to get away from each other because they cannot be doing this. Like, yes, you might be doing double out lap, but you're slipstreaming. You guys need to stop. This is not allowed. Somebody clip this. They're breaking the rules. Even though it's a double out lap, it's still breaking rules. Right. Looks like they're all coming out to on track. It'll still be Goodwin to start a lap though. Right. Goodwin then. We're going to ride on board with AMS Goodwin as they are P9 currently with 125.994. And they're looking to start their last and final run with 1 minute 13 left on the session. So this will be the last time. Wow, they were not even pushing any improved on their previous best time. That's funny. But now they're pushing. The non-push levels of 124.05.85. So now they're pushing through turns 3 and 4. And then full throttle then here for turn number 5 into active error zone number 3 on this track. And then on the brakes briefly for turn 6 and turn 7 and 8. Job done. And now this big long straight that don't even classify as corners. And shut up phone. And Goodwin current through the middle sectors, 4.5 tenths up. Now current through turns 9 and 10. Now on the way down to turn 11. Onto the brakes for the corner. Back on the power towards turn number 12, which is pretty much full throttle. Or should I say you can let off the throttle a little bit. Then round to turn 13. Back on the power for round turn 14. And wings open, burning all the battery, what they have left available, to the line, and it's a 170.612. As the next to come across the line will be one of the Aldis. It is RK who goes up to the board. As here comes a Ferrari, sorry, not Ferrari, and both Mercedes as Raza and Tips. Raza 4th, Tips goes to provisional pole. Next across line of both the Red Bulls. It's Nipper first, which is a 16.9. Here comes the other one across line, doing an 18.4. Next, as Barmut goes up to 4th. We've got Williams coming across the line, which is Simon up to P5. Next we've got the Tom Penguin up to P2. Then an Alpine, the other Alpine goes thing. Light Cast goes to the top of the board. Here comes the other Haas of Lenny into 6th. And then Slins goes to the top, then knocked down by Trixie. And then Yuki goes 5th. Finn Luca goes 3rd. As they're all coming through, as Optic then goes up to P5. And because they're all coming across the line all at once, I couldn't keep track. So that pain. But anyway, here we are then. Results of qualifying as Trixie and Slins on the front row. Then Finn Luca, Lightcast, Oxu, Optic, Yuki, Nipper, Tom Penguin, Simon, Marco, Duck, Lenny, Tips, Barboots, RY, Devlin, Goodland, Razza, Finley, and Zebra not setting a time. So that is it for qualifying. And then now I do a quick ping on the Discord to tell the idiots when to ready up. Ready up at XX. We'll say 25. Ready up at XX 25. Gives them about 2 minutes. So 2-minute warning is out for these guys. As evening, Leo, as we now get ready for polls by who? Give me 1 second and I'll be able to tell you. I think it was Trixie. If you just give me a sec. Yeah, it was done by Trixie. Poll was done by Trixie at 1:16.532. That was the poll lap. As I'll get that later. So not bad at all there. So what I'll do is I'll quickly also bring on the track map for you guys again. Just before we get into the race. So 14 corners, 3.279 miles long. It's 5 active error zones, which I do believe is the most on the F1 calendar. I have not seen a track have more than that. So it has it from the final turn to turn 1, and then turn 2 to turn 3, 5 to 6, 8 to 9, and then 10 to 11. So we just now wait for drivers to ready up. They should be starting to do that round about now. So we'll have to wait and see. Wrong fudging pen. Cars don't exist. There we go. Right. People should be readying up. It's 26 minutes past now. Like, come on. Am I waiting for a tick down? Like, excuse me. I would like some action right about now. So I did tell them to ready up. Right, here we go then. 4, 5. 5 lights are on. Lights are on, away we go then. For round 1 of AERS. As Trixie gets off the line well and keeps the lead ahead of Slints and Lightcast. As people further back are just jostling for position already. Optics already made a move already, getting past the QDR driver into P5. As that QDR driver is under threat from Nipper, as Nipper's on the inside of him, trying to go around but doesn't get past. As we got yellow flags further back for a couple spinners, as people still further back side by side as Marco and Tips are side by side, and someone's going to go on the inside to make it 3 wide between the guys. No, we've got Duck and Devlin were side by side there, but looks like they've all calmed down. And it's like they're all these guys fighting have already dropped off the top 10 already, as there's already a big gap forming between the Penguin and Marco, who's getting overtaken by Tips, and they're all jostling for position. It's just how we start, as Finn Luke is going to try and have a look at Lightcast. Lightcast going defensive, as Finn Luke is going to try and go around the outside there of turn number 11. Still side by side the 2 drivers are. And here goes Finn Luke, just gets shoved off the road just a little bit there by Lightcast, but I think they have to get the place back. as Lightcast gets back ahead, but Finn Luca still run around the outside of Lightcast as they both got the run down a turn 1. We'll see who can get later on the brakes, but I think Lightcast is giving it up, and there goes Finn Luca into P number 3, right behind Slins and Trixie. And now Optic might have a go at Lightcast, and there goes Optic straight away down round the outside. We'll have the inside line for the next corner. Contact there between Nipper and Oxar, as it looks like they've just dropped down, and there's freaking out, bad time for a cough. There's so much action missing as the Tom Penguin side by side with Nipper, but looks like he's had to back out of the move, and this has allowed the Duck to come back in, as Simon was having a little look there at Yuki, but looks like Penguin's going to have another look at round Nipper, and round the outside into P9 he goes, and up ahead Simon gets ahead of Yuki into P7. Moves happening everywhere. I cannot keep track of this, as it looks like Optic make another move into P3 he goes at turn 11. Good moves there from the Titan driver. Whoa, there's a little bit of a slide there from Nipper, as it looks like Tom Penguin's on trying to get past now, trying to get past Yuki, but here comes Nipper coming straight back at him, and then Nipper getting back ahead into P9, using that battery boost to get back ahead of the Titan Esports driver, and now up into 9th place they have. Oh, who was that that just went deep? To answer your question, Alice, Duck got 12th, and Bermut was 15th. 11th and 15th, to answer your question. So, oh, Oxar getting very close to Lightcast here, trying to look for the move past the TDR driver. Still trying to go around the outside, but Lightcast is going to try and turn this into an overtake onto Finn Luca, and contact made between the two cars, and Finn Luca's in the wall and out of this session, and safety car deployed. I think it's definitely virtual. Do I have a full safety car? So that does kind of suck for Finn Luca. Contact between himself and Lightcast, and he's in the wall and out of this race, and yeah, it's only virtual. Did you know what times they set? Wasn't looking at the stream until now. I know they both was. I know Duck was in the 17s, but I don't know about Barut. As I do believe we got some people in the pits. We've got Aldi in the pits. We've got Razit in the pits. Tips also in the pits, and Zebra also into the pits. They'll be changing onto hard tires. Those hard tires will not last until the end. I still think it's a bit, even though it's only a virtual, so there's no full safety car, so why they're pitting I'm not entirely sure. But Oscar pits to another set of mediums. Interesting. Well, virtual's now ended, and we're back at full racing speed, and it looks like Slins has got the better of Trixie on this race restart, as we're going to go on board with the Alpine as they try and get past the TRS driver. Yeah, it's the answer. So the All Elite Racing driver they've already broken away from Optic. Optic just taken by surprise on this restart. Here comes Slins. Gonna try, contact between the two race leaders. Oh, that is not good. Slins is gonna try and go for the inside line on the TRS driver, but just not able to because of the contact, and now because of that Optic recaptures back up. I'm surprised Lightcast hasn't picked up damage from the collision with them and Finn Luca. That inadvertently took Finn Luca out of this race. So we've got Simon here in 3rd, we've got Yuki 4th, then Nipper, and then my fellow Penguin. And then we've got Duck, Lightcast first pick to pick at 3 seconds for track limit violations. And we've got Marco, Goodwin, RY, Lenny, Devlin, Fallen, then Brute, Razza, Oxa, Tips, and then the Zebra at the back. The Zebra is not having a very fun race. And he's also the only driver for Fusion Sim Racing team today because they only submitted one driver lineup. But back on with the leaders then, as Slins might have another look here at Trixie for this first place. As looks like really Trixie is, they've really been in battery, but they're getting away from Optic, who's slowly gapping Lightcast. As Lenny further back is getting past RK for 12th. As Nipper's getting past Yuki further back in this pack. As I was really hoping for those give me a move, but I've got Nipper up ahead of Yuki, and they're both trying to catch Simon, who's then behind Lightcast, and Optic, Slins, and Trixie. I say, when are these guys gonna make some moves? Because we've already had a lot of action in the first few laps, and it looks like they've all seemed to have calmed down just a touch. But I don't think Slins has, because he's trying again to get like really close to the back of Trixie here. Probably gonna try and overtake them in the middle sector. It's probably the best place to do it. I would say that's probably the best place to do it, but will he do it there? I don't know. I think he'll probably try and do it into turn 11. But I think Optic is getting close. I think Optic wants to take the second place away as we go on board. As Yuki now picks up 3 seconds. The WRL driver is, I think, as the Torn Penguins are getting very close to him. They're side by side, actually. That's how close they actually are. Torn Penguin trying to go around the outside, but now going to dip to inside and gets on the inside line. And gets ahead into 7th place. What a move there by my fellow Penguin. As now Nipper is looking to get past Simon as Trixie and Slins are side by side. Oh, contact between the two drivers. Optic couldn't really take advantage of there because of the contact of where it happened. But Optic might go for it on the brakes. No, but Slins into the lead of the race ahead of Trixie. But the contact there between the two drivers allowed Slins to get ahead. But that is unfortunate. That contact caused a change of the lead. I think it's just because Slins got on the power just a bit quicker. And now Optic, obviously Trixie has a rear view with a mirror full of Optic. Or should I say full of mirrors of an Optic. Will he go for the move on the brakes? No, he's fought against it. Did Trixie pick up damage from that? No, he did not. Did Slins pick up damage? No, he did not. So neither of them picked up any damage. So they're all handling this nicely. As the top 11 here have created a gap between themselves and lost Lenny. Obviously Lenny also for TDR and ahead of the second group, but they're like further behind as Nipper's making another move around the outside now. Simon into P5. The Novak Racing driver is now up into P5, and that's going to be a big chunk of points. As I thought Optic was looking to get past Trixie there, the Tiny Esports driver. Looking very close indeed. But just not quite there. But he might make the move to turn 1 because he looks like he's prepping it. Oh, a bit of a wobble down the exit, so maybe that might let him down a little bit as All Elite Racing Marco is into the pits for their first stop. It'll be interesting to see if people go for 1 stops or 2 stops. So 1 stop around here is definitely possible. You just gotta make those tyres last until about lap 11, 12, or 10 earliest, and about 13 mid later, something like that. That's my prediction anyway. But keep it on board here with the race leaders as the top, well, it's now top 9 because with Marco pitted, oh god, that's allowed, well, that's put a gap between Goodwin and Duck. So Duck in 9th has got an almost 2-second gap to Goodwin. As I'm fully expecting some moves happening soon. But I'm just wondering if Marco's pit stop is going to trigger any of the front runners here for a pit stop. As Goodwin's actually like a full 2 seconds back now from these guys, so he's out of this train. Nobody entering the pits from this lot. The top 9 all staying out, which is interesting to see. I thought someone of them might come in to cover off Marco. Well, the in comes lost Lenny from P11. Where will they come back out? I believe they'll probably come back out behind Marco. But there's a bit of a gap forming between Slins and Trixie, so unless Trixie's made a small mistake somewhere, it's unsure what's happened here, why there's a bit of a bigger gap, as the All Elite Racing driver looks to try and get away. As there's yellow flags at turn 1, it looks like looks like Tips has had a bit of a slide. Oh, hello, is this Nipper looking for a move on Lightcast here? Nipper getting very close to the back of Lightcast, but not close enough. Will they try for it after the... Will they try for it right now? I'm going to ride on board with the Novak Racing driver. They're going to go to the inside later on the brakes, on the inside of Lightcast. Contact made between the two of them, and this now makes him acceptable to Simon behind, but Simon wisely backing out from being on the inside there. That was very wise there, backing out. Obviously Simon, I've seen Simon go for ambitious moves before, but he was wise to not go for it there. So full credit to the TRS driver for not making that. As Goodwin now into the pits. This will probably be covering off Marco, but I think he'll drop behind the All Elite Racing driver. Probably by a good margin. For some reason, my fan's being picked up by my microphone. That is not good. Yeah, that is not good if my microphone's picking up my fan. So I do apologise if that was annoying. Like if we get a safety car, I will make a quick change on my mic settings on OBS to fix that if I can. That's if we get a safety car, but I don't think we're going to get one, as Tips is into the pits for the second time, as Brute is getting past Devlin. Oh, as Tom Penguin's going to try and have a look past Simon and gets the move, but will Simon come back at the Penguin? And he does. So the Tom Penguin trying to make the move past. Oh, and Simon's lost it. Has he got wide and just lost it there? I'm not quite sure what happened there. So that is a shame if that is the case. It might have got on the gravel on the exit of the corner and then just lost the rear, as we got RK and Barut into the pits. Like I said, I'm not sure what happened there to Simon. I think he got on the gravel and just lost the rear of the car. So I'm not quite sure. So I think I did miss that. And the Tom Penguin is struggling to keep in the 1 second of Nipper ahead. Right, he does have the blue. Oh no, he doesn't even have the blue battery boost actually. So that's why he's trying to burn to get in it. Nothing really happening at the front here. The top 8 are yet to pit in this session. What happened to Zebra? I think there was contact on. I think there was contact at the start. Sound. I think there was contact at the start which caused it. So it's a shame. As race leader into the bin. This is gonna be a shock. Who else is gonna be in the bin? The Duck is also in the bin. So Trixie will inherit the race lead. So these guys staying out for one more lap. And then Slins. I thought they would have all pitted at the same time here, honestly. So even Simon's into the pits, but that will be for a wing change as well. Because I do see he had a lot of damage. We've got yellow flags in Sector 3. I believe someone's crashed into the pit wall. It was Lenny that's crashed. I think Simon was pushed too hard around the outside and make it over to he lost it. Yeah, he was having a good pace. Oh, Trouble's here. Trouble is here. There you go, Trouble. Just waiting for a response from him. Oh, Optics in to cover off. Slin's pitting. Same with Nipper and Yuki, as Trixie and Lightcar stay out. And then there's your tyres. You're welcome. So here comes Optic out the pits, and how far behind Slins is he actually? Oh, he's almost 3 seconds behind the All-Elite Racing driver. That's 4 seconds almost. Jesus Christ, that's terrible. Wow. A 1 lap undercut. God damn. Actually, no. Yeah, no, one lap. Slins gapped the rest of the field by 4 seconds. Oh, this is big. Oh, this is actually kind of big for Optic here. He's only broken away from Oscar because Nipper and Ducky have come up behind Razza and Oxar, and they pitted earlier in this race, so they're just gonna be absolutely swallowed up by the thing, as Ducky's already got past Razza Gamer, as Nipper is trying to get past Oxar as fast as humanly possible. The QDR driver in the way, but here goes Nipper finally getting his way past, and now here comes the Duck on the inside of the QDR driver, and also gets ahead as well. As now here comes Goodwin, now also on Razza Gamer on the inside, as Oxo trying to get round the thing, as Lightcast, Trixie, Torn Penguin and Fanlin are all now in the pits. It's lost Lundy picks at 3 seconds for track limit violations, as there goes Goodwin past Oxar to get into P8, as now all these guys in the pits will start coming out here. Ooh! That was close between Lightcast and Duck. Lightcast almost lost some front wing there, but it's going to lose another place to Goodwin as well. And who's ghosted? Lightcast is still ghosted, and now Oakside gets passed as well. And another one, Lightcast is just going backwards. So, hey, what the hell? Was going backwards, but all of a sudden just teleported P5. What the hell is going on here? What the heck is going on? Lightcast was going backwards and all of a sudden just TP's back in the 5th. Lost Lenny retires from the session, so in the pit, so only 1 TDR left in the session. As Optics also jumped Trixie as well. Trixie's quite behind Optic and in the gap between Optic and Nipper. So these guys will need to work together to get towards Slins, as Nipper's already lost, is outside the 1 second. As Lightcast trying to catch back up, but is fighting with the Duck. Oh, the boss man's back. Evening, boss. I'm sorry, boss, but you're gonna have to get back to work. But yes, Slins is cooking. Your other driver, not so much. Where is he? Wait, oh no, never mind. Your team is cooking, Grumpy. Your team's 1st and 8th right now. Like, he had a very good pit stop. Like, he pitted 1 lap earlier before Optic and Nipper and gapped them by 4 seconds. Like, that's how big guys are. Lightcast picking up 6 seconds of pens now, as they're ahead of the Duck, who is trying to keep Goodwin out of the 1 second, but is not doing a good job of it. And we got yellow flags in sector 3, and that is for a Zebra Gamer who's the wrong way around. And the Zebra is now coming into the pits, and I think that will also be a retirement for the Zebra since he's he spun it, but don't know. A Barut further back, getting past the Razza Gamer into a 12th. Yeah, there we go. Zebra retired from the session. We've got Torn Penguin here on the back of Yuki, who's on the back of Marco. Obviously, Yuki and Penguin have got slightly better tyres than Marco. Marco's on 7-lap-old hards, compared to Yuki and Penguin being on 2 and 1 respectively. So I expect Yuki to make the move past Marco. Will he do it here? No. He's not got the balls to do it. He's not going to go for it on the brakes. Oh, the Tom Penguin just coming from miles back to almost make the move on Yuki. Like saying, if you don't get out of my way, I'm going to move you out of my way, and I'm going to go for Marco. Like, basically telling Yuki to speed the frick up. Like, stop driving so damn slow. So it looks like Trixie's going to pass Optic here, up the inside. And looks like Optic did let Trixie through, so they're going to try and catch up to Slins ahead of them. I was going to go back on board with this battle as the Penguin's going to try to go around the outside of Yuki. Around the outside, but nope. Yuki does not give him enough space, really. As Marco's still catching up to Goodwin. As Yuki's going to go dip to the inside here of turn 11 on the inside of Marco. Little bit of contact, more contact, but Marco stays ahead of the WRL driver. As he's going to try again up the inside here of turn 13. Left, the space was left by the All Elite Racing driver, but still there is Yuki. But now the Penguin gets a better exit than Yuki. Will he try to go for it into turn 1 up the inside of the WRL driver? He's going to try for it. But I think there's a little bit of contact there from a late defense there from Yuki. But he keeps the place ahead of the Penguin as they're still fighting away over what is P7. These guys are now 3 seconds back off of Lightcast and Duck, as the rest of them ahead are just even further ahead. But by far, this is the most amazing battle so far. As now looks like Yuki's going to try again to get past Marco. But Marco's just not close enough to Goodwin at all. But I think the Penguin might try again here. No, he's not going to try again. As we get a wrong camera angle every single time for this corner. Like, stop. Give me a decent camera angle for that corner. You stupid game. Oh, Penguin has a better exit out of the chicane. He's going to try to go around the outside of the WRL driver, but contact made between the two. And that has forced the Penguin. Hey, who's that was just spinning in the background? Was that Barut? That was Barut. He's spun in the background and he's dropped all the way now down to 16th place. And he's got going again. As we're going to go right on board with the Penguin. As he was trying to catch up, but it's just like these guys are just not doing anything ahead of them. Oh, it looks like Marco's was trying for a move. Oh, Yuki getting very close to the back of Marcos. Marco's trying to get past Goodwin here. Obviously, Marco has the worst tyres than Goodwin by 2 laps, but is still trying to make the move. As here now, oh, I thought Penguin was going to make the move there on Yuki into turn 6, but nope. Marco again just not able to get close enough. As now here comes the Penguin. He's going to try again to get past the WRL driver. He's going to try again round the outside. Looks like now Marco's also going to try to go around the outside as well of Goodwin. Does get the outside line, does get ahead, and the Penguin also gets ahead of Yuki behind. So now the Penguin will try and get past Yuki round the outside just as easy as he goes. Oh, he doesn't even just get one, he hits both of them! The Tom Penguin with the moves there, weaving in and out of both of Goodwin and Marco to go into P7. What some lovely moves there from the Penguin as he improves up to P7 and will now look to try and make a gap to those guys behind him. Obviously, as Marco's got 8 lap-old tyres, where Marco's got 10 lap-old tyres, Goodwin's got 8, and then the others have got even less. But what a move there from the Penguin. I would love to see that onboard footage later. As Fallon Infinity has got another 3 seconds for track limit violations. As we're going to go on board to see what's going on with the leaders here. Optic is struggling to keep in the 1 second of Trixie. Here comes a Nipper around the outside. The Novak Racing driver is going to go ahead of the TTN driver, as he seems to be struggling through the middle sector there. But Nipper getting ahead has allowed him back in 1 second, as Raza picking up 3 seconds. Let's have a look at quickly these pens. So we've got Lightcast on 6. There are Duck, Yuki, Raza, and Fanlin all on 3 seconds. As Optic is having a little bit of issues here trying to keep up with Nipper and Trixie. But these guys are slowly reeling in Slins. A couple laps ago was about 4 seconds. It is now just about 2 seconds. So either Slin has been saving fuel, or Trixie's just been going absolutely flying. Because it would seem so since Nipper has struggled to catch. Oh, Nipper with a wobble there at the exit of turn 3. So that's sorry, turn 4. God, get your corners right, Penguin. As Optic, yeah, just seems to be struggling. He's just not able to keep up with Nipper. As Nipper's just burning the battery. Optic having to burn it to try and catch back up. As these guys trying to catch up to the race leader. We're gonna go. Obviously, Lightcast has got a bit of a gap to the duck, but both of these guys have pens. So if the Penguin can catch up quite a bit, then the Penguin can claim 2 more places and possibly finish P5. Obviously, the tall Penguin needs to get within 3 seconds of Duck, who's then obviously still in within 3 seconds of Lightcast. Lightcast having 6, tall Penguin having obviously no pens right now. So the closer the Penguin gets, to P6 and P5. As Trixie's still taking time out of the race leader. He's taken another. He's like a tenth or two a lap faster. As what's happened to Barutz? He went straight on at turn 11. As Tips, when did Tips leave the session? Tips is a ghost. As here comes Brute looks like into the pits for retirement. As Yuki and Goodwin are fighting here over P10. These guys have dropped massively off the back of RY. And Yuki's still struggling to get past this AMS driver, which is really weird. Like, Yuki was trying so hard to get past Marco, but just doesn't. And now is just stuck behind Goodwin and just can't seem to get past. Like, really struggling to get past. Because, like I say, RY has gone miles ahead and is trying to keep up with Marco, who's trying to keep up with the Torn Penguin, who's almost within the 3 seconds of the Duck. But unfortunately, the Duck is barely trying to keep him in the 3 seconds of Lightcast. So the Duck is struggling, but the Penguin is surging his way through. As we start lap 22 here of the 29 laps. So just 8 to go now, including this one. As we're all... as Trixie's taking even more time out of Slins. So either Slins is saving his tyres or is struggling. Because Trixie's almost caught back up. Like, 1.5 is the gap, as that's a big penalty. That is Marco picking up 3 seconds. This will drop him behind the QDR driver. But he'll still stay ahead of Goodwin, as Goodwin's 3.5 seconds back from the QDR driver. But Trixie just closing in really quickly to Slins. Like, rather quickly. Almost back within the 1 second. And has actually almost broke the 1 second to Nipper, who's struggling to try and break the 1 second as Yuki seems to have spun. Oh, contact actually. Yuki's out of the session. What's happened further back is there's also... we got Goodwin off the road as well. But yet, no safety car. No safety car deployed. Interesting. So Yuki out of the session. Goodwin dropping down to P14. I think Devlin might have also been involved. As Goodwin's into the pits, I assume he'll probably be retiring from the session after that. So that would be a rotten shame if they are. But no, oh no, it's for wing change. It's quite a lot of wing damage on that car. As I said, Tips never rejoined the session, so that's a shame. Yeah, Trixie has caught Slins. Trixie is in Slins's 1 second, but has dropped Nipper. So Optic will have to try and get past Nipper if they want to get to catch Slins and Trixie for P1 in this race. As the Penguin is inside the 3 seconds of the Duck and has fully dropped Marco. The Torn Penguin is breezing breezing through. Could pick up a P5 finish for Tiny Sports. So Titan obviously with third could get 4th and 5th. It could also be a 3rd and 5th if Optic can get ahead of Nipper. We're going to go on board here with Trixie as they're right behind Slins with 6 laps to go in this race. 6 laps to go, and Trixie can just buy the time. They could just wait and see what happens, because I think realistically, if these two fight, Nipper comes back into this. So it's really up to Trixie what to do. It's either wait or you go for it. But if you went for it, repercussions could happen. As it looks like Tips is ahead there. It's like if he's getting lapped to his AI. He got disconnected and is just not able to figure. So here comes Trixie up the inside ahead of Slins into 1st place. And I actually thought they would wait, but nope, they did not. Brutus finally left the session. So now Trixie is ahead of Slins. We'll to see how quick Trixie can get away from the All Elite Racing driver. As they've obviously already gapped Optic and Nipper. Optic still keeping within Nipper's 1 second, so obviously Optic will probably wait for the right time to take that place. And oh, this is big. The Duck is outside the 3 seconds of Trixie. So not Trixie, of Lightcast. Lightcast has 6 seconds of pens, where the Duck has 3. So, and the Torn Penguin's in those 3 seconds. I think Torn Penguin's still within those 6. Yes, he is. He's 5 times inside the 6 seconds of Lightcast. So, he's really catching as the Penguin is catching the Duck. As Optic is starting to close in on Nipper. As Goodwin gets fast up the rest at 1:18.601. Ooh, really thought Optic was going to make the move there. Again, not really challenges. Maybe they're waiting for the right time as Osana Yuki is finally left the session. That is unfortunate for WRL, having both drivers DNF, both to collisions, which does kind of suit. We're going to go back on board with the leaders here as we've got 4 laps to go, including this one, as Slins is just behind Trixie, but they're still able to go just as fast. But not quite quick enough. Oh, as the Tips' AI is getting all in the way. But these guys are just miles ahead. So it looks like the Duck is struggling to keep up now with Lightcast, and the Penguin is catching his fellow bird very quick. So I think the Penguin will make very quick work of the Duck when he eventually catches him. As Optic is slowly catching Nipper, as Slins is still trying to catch Trixie for the win. It's going to be between Slins and Trixie for the win here, as Trixie's going a little bit defensive. Don't know why. Slins is just happy to sit behind you. Obviously, we've done 26 laps now of the 29. As Tips is now going to be getting lapped by Nipper and Optic soon. As I said, Lightcast all by themselves here in P5. Then P6 for the Duck, with the Penguin right behind him, and the Penguin is now within the 1 second. That's not going to matter because I don't think the Penguin has the battery boost. No, they don't. But the Duck is really struggling on those tyres, I think. When did the Duck Duck's been on him for 2 laps longer than Lightcast. So that could explain a lot. Obviously, the Penguin does want to get past the Duck as soon as possible to try and keep within 6 seconds of thing. As here comes Optic finally getting past Nipper. So Nipper maybe going a bit too slow for Optic because these guys are actually slowly being caught by Lightcast as well, actually, which is not going to help him. So Optic probably been saving his tyres and possibly his fuel. Will Nipper come straight back at the Titan Sports driver? Does not look it. Will the Penguin come past the Duck into turn 1? No. No, he does not. We're going to ride on board with the Penguin as he's gaining on the Duck. He's going to pull to the inside here at turn number 3. Later on the brakes, gets the move done. Gets a little bit of love tap from the Duck. But the Penguin is ahead of the Duck. And will now try to keep Lightcast within 6 seconds to claim that position as well. That is if the Duck doesn't decide to fight. As Nipper getting it back past Optic as these guys are now 3.5 seconds back from the leading pair. So this does not help them one bit. And the Penguin is slowly catching Lightcast, like rather quickly, as Lightcast is still catching these two. But even if Lightcast does catch Nipper and Optic, it's not going to matter. Lightcast has 6 seconds of pens, and the Penguin's already taken a full second out of Lightcast already. So the Penguin is clearly the fastest man on the track. As we start the final lap of this race, and Trixie is ahead of Slins. So keep on board with this battle for P1. It's all about when Slins will decide to get past the TRS driver. As right now Slins is just happy, being content, being behind. Full battery pretty much there for Slins. So he will try to go for it sometime this lap. The question is, when will he go for it? As I think they're going to try the burning battery now. Slipstream mode engaged. Coming through this middle sector. Might go, if he doesn't go for it here, he'll go for it after the chicane. As he's much closer and has a much better exit. And here he goes then round the outside of Trixie. This is the fight for the lead as Slins gets ahead of the TRS driver. But now there's bit of a slide there from Slins. As now these guys will have one last opportunity to get past Slins as we come towards the last couple of corners. They'll have a battle to the line. Who will take the victory here for round 1 in assists? It looks like it's going to be All Elite Racing and Slins taking P1, Trixie P2, Nipper will take 3 for Novak Racing, then Optic P4, Lightcast finishes on the road P5, but will drop behind the Penguin, who gets P5. Duck 7th, Marco 8th, RY will get 8th ahead of Marco. Then here comes Devlin for P10. That's then, and then the other, then Oxar, Simon, and then we'll just wait for the rest of the crew, which will be Fallen, Raza, and Goodwin. Obviously, these guys making a 2-stop. And that goes Fallen across the line. Now we just wait for Raza and Goodwin. And then that is it for today. And there we go. Well, good start to the season then for some teams, and not the best for others. Some amazing action today. As here we are then, full classification then for you guys as Slins at the top for All Elite Racing. And then it's Trixie second, then Nipper. The TTM boys are Optic ahead of the Penguin. Then Lightcast, Duck, RY, Marco and Devlin top 10. Then just outside Oxa, Simon, Fallen, Raza, Goodwin. And then the last finisher who's a lap down of Tips. And then the DNFs of Yuki, Barut, Zebra, Lenny and Finn Luca on lap number 3, I think. So that is it for round 1 then, and I will hopefully see you next week for round number 2. That's one thing I did forget, was to have a calendar. So if you just give me one quick second. You've probably all seen the calendar on Discord, but I will see you next week on Thursday for the Bahrain Grand Prix. So obviously tomorrow will be the PC race. As far as I'm aware, it will be Taz doing that. The commentator on his channel, he'll be doing that tomorrow at the same time we kicked off today, 8 PM. So we'll look forward to seeing that. But anyway, that is it from me, and I will see you next week for round 2 of assists. Cheerio.